think this is going to work? Am I on there? You're live. Right, brilliant. Can people see me? Do write messages if you can see me. Otherwise, I'll presume you're there and that this is working. So, welcome. Thank you so much for coming along. My name is Lizzie, and I normally work in a hospital in UCH, and I encourage both patients and staff to get to do something special and to find a moment to sort of take your mind off everything else. And origami, I found a very powerful tool for doing that, a way of getting really focused to make something very structured and something very beautiful. And I thought what I could do during this time, I'm trying to work from home. As you can see, you're getting to see everyone's houses now, a colourful background. And I've decided to commit myself to doing a new fold every week and also doing this live fold. So this will be on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock and Friday at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to be with you this whole time. And I hope this can be a place that you can come to. For many of you, this will be completely new, which is fantastic. This is going to be a new experience. For some of you, you'll have done some origami before, and that's great. You'll find it gets easier with time. This is a classic piece of origami and a really nice one. And I thought actually spring is something we should be celebrating at this time. So in a moment, I'm going to direct the sort of camera down, and I need you all to make sure that you've got 2 pieces of paper. So I'm going to demonstrate everything just with really normal A4 paper, or if you're in America or elsewhere, letter paper is fine as well. So I'm going to show you that you don't need any special paper, although it can be nice to make quite colourful things. So we'll be making tulips, so you can use nice coloured papers. But there's nothing special or different about this paper. So I'm going to guide you through, and I'm going to go hopefully nice and slowly, so that you've got time to hopefully do it. You can also wind back and look again, and we'll just take our time. It's not about the end product. It is about enjoying this process, allowing yourself to just get completely focused on this material. It's a material we take for granted, but actually our culture is based very much on paper. And it's good to get off a digital. You'll be making a piece, it's just for yourself, and you can share photos. That's the way that we can share things now. So I hope this will be a fun experience for you. Big shout out to Jane, by the way, who hopefully is here and following us. And hopefully with time, more and more of you will join me. I know lots of people have been following the videos later on. So I'm going to direct, I think, the camera down onto my lap. So I've got a little board. It's quite useful to have something to press on. Let's see if this works. I'm going to bring it down here. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to make a square, because I presume you wouldn't normally have squares kicking around. So I'm going to show you from scratch. I'm going to take this piece of paper, and I'm just going to take the corner and bring it to the edge. And I'm going to totally make sure that I line it all up. Now, with origami, it's very much about being exact, and that's simply taking your time and care. Get my head back a bit so you can see. And also giving really good strong folds, because it's the folds that give it the strength and the structure, and everything will work really well if you do that. So it's just being accurate and getting good strong folds, and just being patient with yourself. Being kind and patient with yourself is important. So I'm going to turn it over. Can you see there's a little strip here? I want to get rid of that. So the way I do this, I'm showing you without even any scissors, because you can do it all simply your hands and paper. And I rather like at the moment, because obviously we wouldn't be getting so close normally anymore, and things like hands are less good. You don't really want to be touching something and passing it around. So this is just a chance to see hands and to feel close to somebody, but at the same time feel safe, because you know it's on a screen. There we go. So it looks a bit like a Robin Hood's hat, and I'm going to just tear off this strip. Here we go. There's 6 of you now. Hurrah! We're gaining numbers. I just enjoy a simple pleasure of, if you do a good strong fold, then you can tear well too. And if any of you are logged in and go, Lizzie, can you show that again? Or feel free to put comments at the side. I've done a live Facebook feed, and actually that works really well because people are able to share comments. So you've hopefully already got that diagonal. We're next going to do the other diagonal. So again, just take your time. Consider what you're making this time as a draft. And with time, you might make more and more. Some people who've watched this have created a little garden of tulips. This could be maybe something nice you could do at the weekend or with your family. It's for everyone. There we go. So you've done both diagonals. Now the next step, oh, hello Kate. Lovely to see you. So I'm going to turn it over and we're going to do a horizontal line and a vertical line. And well, Kate's clearly found a way to message me. So if any of you, or Kate, if you're feeling I'm going too fast, please feel free to write a comment. Hopefully going fairly slow. Just enjoy taking your time. So I'm doing a horizontal line, like so. Oh, hello Penny again. Lovely to see you. Obviously I can't see you, but I can see your comments. Thank you very much. They're much appreciated. It helps because otherwise I feel as if I'm just talking to myself. But actually knowing that there's somebody there live at this moment, which I think is what we're missing, this sense of connection with other people. We can be here working in time, all folding together. And hopefully with time, more and more of us will join this. And it'll be a lovely thing to do. There we go. Oh, I'm a bit behind, Kate said, so I'm trying to catch up. So, Kate, what you did was you did diagonals, and then you turned it over, and you did horizontal and vertical. Yeah? So hopefully you've done that. So you did do your diagonals, both sides. Then you turned it over. It will help. There's a reason I'm doing it that way. Then I did the horizontal and the vertical. So the next step I rather like. Can you see underneath the very middle of the paper? If you just put your finger underneath and you press it up, did you see it sort of popped up? I'll do that again. So I put my finger underneath the middle and it popped up. Can you see it's a lovely shape? So I've rather enjoyed using just white paper because I think you can see the structure a lot more. Now you should be able to just fold it up like that as a triangle. Are you with me, or any of you a bit lagging behind? There's 7 of you and there weren't before, so I'm hoping you're keeping up. You can always rewind as well. I've also done a sort of another video in the daylight, which might be easier too, but I thought it'd be nice that we're here together. Also, you can just watch too and enjoy it and then go back to it. So that's another possibility. So our next step is there's this little corner. And if you bring it up to the top, like so, starting to look a bit like a butterfly, I was thinking at this point. Like so. And I'm going to do a different fold next week. I've already planned what we're going to do. It was actually something that somebody, part of our group, has actually shared a lovely photograph of something they made, which I thought was just perfect for this coming week. But I'm going to keep it a surprise. You'll find out next week. It's actually something new for me. So I am always learning all the time. And I think origami is about encouraging yourself to be patient and kind and to believe you will get there. That's it. So if you turn it around to the other side and the corner, oh, mine's not a triangle, I heard from Kate. Was it a square? That's what I'm guessing. In which case, shall I go back to where I was? What I could do is, for you, Kate, I can show you very briefly again how I did that. So for any of you who've kind of got a bit behind, I hope you don't mind a quick recap. So what I did, I found this quite useful before. So I did 2 on the go. So depending on which stage you're at. Normally I get my hands on what you're doing and show you, but I can't do that. So I'm making my square. So I'm guessing, Kate, that you've got a square instead of you've got a square instead of a triangle. Is that it, Kate? That's what I'm guessing. Right. So I hope you don't mind. Those of you who are maybe sitting and waiting, that's all right. We're all being patient. We're imagining we're all here as a group, which we are. And hopefully you don't mind recapping, going, yes, I did that. So you've done your one diagonal. Keep it the same way round. And you do another diagonal. It's just going to be a quick recap. Oh dear, don't think I've done this one quite so carefully, but it will still be fine. And then I turned it over and I did the horizontal. And I did the other side too. I hope you don't mind me doing a very quick recap. Then we'll continue again. I think what Kate may have done is if you fold it up like this, it would be a square. But if you open it up again and put your finger underneath the middle, it pops up and that's what gives it the triangle. Kate, has it become a triangle? I hope that helped. So we're back to the triangle. And if we take the corner and bring it up to the top. So we've already done this on the other side. We're back to where we were. Thank you for your patience. If you think about a group and we've got, oh, you've got it. Excellent, Kate. Well done. Good. So you take that corner, bring it up. There may also be a bit of a time lag between me getting the message as well. So thank you for being patient. So this little corner, I'm going to bring up to the top. And I'm deliberately taking my time. Do recommend, there's loads of fantastic YouTube videos. So do have a search around as well. I just thought it would be nice to have this feeling of making all together in this time of what's happening and that it's live, and to encourage you because it's all about learning and persistence. That's it. Lovely. So, you did have a square. Yes, so it's great. So from that one, doing your diagonals and horizontals, it can either be a triangle or a square. They're different bases. I'm still very bad at the name of these bases, but I will get there. So can you see at the moment, let me get into the right shadow. There we go. It's a square, but if you leaf through, you can make it smooth. So make it smooth there. And then at the back, again, where there's a line, leaf through until you have a smooth side. So basically you're tucking away those little flaps. Can you see? So it's smooth on both sides. And that's really just because I leaf through. Excellent. Well done, Kate. I'm glad you're progressing well. So our next step, if we make sure we've all got it the same way round, if you look down, can you see I've got little grooves there, little pockets. They're going to be useful a bit later on. The other side doesn't have it. So if you have that at the top, and I'm going to take the side and fold it just a little bit over the middle line. Can you see? So the middle line's there. Oh, good. Excellent, Rima, excellent. Very clear so far. I'm really glad. Also, the lighting's not quite so good at night, but I thought for some of you, this will hopefully be the end of a week. Who knows what your week has been like, but for now we can just be together and make something beautiful. And I hope this can be a place to actively relax. I think often relaxing by itself doesn't quite work. So I think having to do something does help. So there's the vertical line, and I've folded just a bit over the middle. Then I'm opening it up and doing the same thing on the other side. So I'm taking the side, so I'm folding it from the very top, and it's a bit over that middle line. And sorry about the lighting, I'm trying to get, but the middle line's there, and I'm folding a bit over. Oh, good, that's better, isn't it? There we go. I'm trying to show you the camera. That's it. So can you see they're like that? They sort of overlap. Turn it to the back and do the same thing. So you've got your line there, these little flaps at the top, and you're folding it from the top a little bit over that middle line. You'll see why. It's a very neat design. One slots into the other. Excellent. And opening it up. Same thing on the other side. I really appreciate your messages. It's so lovely to know that you're there. It really is. I know I found it's really helped me in isolation to to see live things. So there we go. And the great thing is I can reach much more of you now. So I can offer a session at this time, which I wouldn't normally be doing. So I'm going to take a side. Can you see you've got these little slots? I'm going to take one side and I'm going to slot it into the other. Can you see? You sort of need to curve it round and then you can push it in. You see? And then turn it to the other side. It doesn't matter which slots into which, but because they overlap and there's a pocket, you can take your pocket. You'll have to sort of curve it round, but there's a pocket there, and curve it round and pop it in. Now you've sort of got a flat pack flower. Yeah, I've just realised actually I would normally do this out of a smaller piece of paper, but never mind, we're showing you the principle. So actually normally the stem I make a bit bigger, this sort of size paper, and the head I make out of a slightly smaller piece. It's definitely end of the week, I think. There's this little triangle at the bottom, and if you fold this up a little bit, like so, just to give a stronger line there. Yep. So all I did was I folded that just to give it that line. Now the next bit's rather fun. You've basically got a flat pack flower, but how to open it up. So the sides you can a little bit open up. Can you see? And at the very end, can you see there is actually a hole? Now, one way to open it up is to push it down, but that's a bit tricky. Since you've got quite a good big piece of paper, I'm actually going to encourage you to do something which is very much just for yourself. This is not to give to anybody else because your mouth will have gone on it, but it's quite fun. So this is for you, and you can blow into that hole. Make sure your mouth is nice and dry. You don't want it to go soggy. So I'm going to see whether this works, but it is fun. It's like a little balloon. So here goes. I think my lipstick will go on at this point, but here we go. Did you see it? It inflated. And you can also push it down. As I said, my lipstick, I'm making an effort to get dressed up. But there you go. So you should be able to push it in. Yep. And it's formed a nice square base like that. So it needs to be a nice square base, not triangular, then you haven't opened it up. So this next step is really lovely. You have made, hopefully, a bud. Have you all managed to get this far? I'm hoping you have. So you've actually got 4 little petals. And you can hopefully, very, very gently, start curling this round. But do it gently because you really don't want to tear it. And you can't go all the way down or it'd start to open up. But can you see? That's it. Okay, it's nice and close to the camera so you can see this well. There we go. Little bit of spring. And obviously you could use different coloured papers. Make quite a few different tulips. This is a traditional piece of origami. So with origami, it's amazing people have figured these things out. How excited would you be to have discovered this? And then people have passed it on to others, which I think is a very generous act, but it means that it becomes part of, it's a society, it's a culture. Passing on in a good way. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So a little tulip. I hope that yours has worked so far. Does anybody need me to explain anything there? Has it worked for you? I can't see any comments, so I'm hoping, of course, that you're all doing brilliantly. So in a moment, we'll make a stem. As I said, this could actually have been a slightly smaller piece of paper, so you could have done half an A4 piece of paper and make the head out of that, but it's been quite good to show you so big. Okay, so the next step will be to make the stem. So we've got the head, and we'll make the stem and the leaf, which is actually surprisingly simple, simpler than that. I'm going to get another piece of paper. So you need your second piece of paper now. piece of paper. I'm going to direct again the camera down. Here we go. So take the corner as with before. Excellent. Oh, Kate, yes, I presume that's a good. Yes, you have managed to get excellent. That's really good. Because I've assumed all of this could only really be done nice and one-to-one. It's so lovely and interactive. But I hope you feel you're getting a little bit of me. I am here right now, and it's really lovely to feel I'm with others. I hope this can give you a nice little positive focus in your week. It's the simplest of materials, so I've made a nice, neat diagonal. This is all lined up, and again, that we want to remove this, so I turn it over. Excellent, from Deborah. I'm so happy with my flower so far. That's brilliant. You've only got the stem and the leaf to make now. That's really good. You've made the hardest bit already. So we're going to get rid of this rectangle, and again, folding back along there. Hope you're keeping up with this, so it'll get a bit easier. It's being brave to give good strong folds. I'm using my nail. If you have a nail, and use it. Don't worry if you don't. There we go. And again, the pleasure of tearing this. Nice crunchy noise. And you could have coloured this paper, or you could use wrapping paper or whatever you feel like. There we go. So you've got a nice diagonal already. If you turn it over, yep, I like this structure. Look at this. It's like a little ray. It's rather beautiful. So it's also called paper engineering as well, and it really is about understanding forces. I'm still in wonder of it all, I have to say. I still feel very much that I'm learning as well. So we're going to take a side and fold it along the length. Can you see? I'm going to get right from the point and fold it along there. I'll hold it up in a moment. Hopefully you can see. Whoops, off the edge. So this is my first Friday night fold. I wonder what we'd normally been doing on a Friday night. There we go. Can you see? So I took the outside and I brought it up here. Oh, Penny sent a little picture of a flower. That's very cool. And then the same on the other side. So that was your diagonal, and I folded up to the middle line. And I think it's just taking your time, which is hopefully a really lovely thing to do. I love the idea as well that when you're adding these folds, you're taking time, you're taking care of yourself. And as you add the fold, it's releasing that little bit of pressure, that little bit of stress, and making something beautiful. So it just releases something when you do that. So I'm originally a scientist. That's where my doctor bit comes from. And I did actually work on medical research. So I'm a cell biologist. And, Sarah Winston, that's my daughter. She sent a message. Hello. So we've got the lengthwise. Everyone's on their own computer now. So we've done the length. And then we're going to do the shorter end. The same thing in a straight line. Lovely to hear from you, Sarah. You'll get your mum back at some point. That's it. Everyone's having to learn how to all live together in the same space and to be kind to each other. And an oof from Sarah as well. Perfect. So we're doing the shorter end here and bringing it there. Sure, you've never seen me do origami before, Sarah, have you? There we go. That was quite a surprise that someone's logged in to find me. So we've done the long end, we've done the short end. We're almost there, actually. So on the long end, the longer of the ends, we're going to do the same thing again. It's getting quite thick by now. There we go. Can you see? So that longer end, I've again folded it. Very big oof from Sarah. Right, so the long end into the middle. We're almost there. Your flower, hopefully, well, your stem and leaf is almost complete. It's quite tough now, but it's deliberately tough because it's going to need to stand up in a moment. Then really trying to get fairly exact through those corners will be good. So I hope that everyone's looking like that. Hoping so. So our next step will feel surprisingly easy, actually. We're going to take this point and we're going to bring it to that point. So simply bringing it this way. And if anyone sort of joined late and gone, oh goodness, I can't really join in, you can either go back, or I've also kind of pre-recorded one of these as well, which is probably better light. So if you look at the one for the tulip with stem, then that's already showing you there. But it's just nice to feel that we're here live together at this moment, making something. So folding it in half. And once it's folded in half, I want you to have it on the smooth side and bend it like that. You can see it's already forming, it's the right shape. So where it's smooth, bending it in half, and you might slightly open it up and curve round the leaf. Getting lots of comments from my daughter. I don't know whether oof is a good comment or not, but anyway, it's a good comment. There we go. Is your stem and leaf looking like this? Any of you out there? Again, there may be a bit of a delay, but I hope that's worked for you, because I'm going to show you now how to put it all together. I've made a very big head, so I'm actually going to take one that I made earlier. This is true Blue Peter style. Yours will be a bit bigger, but consider it a draft. Here we go. Right, so I've got our stem and leaf, and you should be able to take the head. There's a little, excellent, Penny's got that. There's a little hole there. Can you see a little hole in the middle along with my lipstick? And you'll be able to poke that stem in there. There we go. So there's no glue. And you should then be able to just about balance it. It always is quite a balancing act, but it should balance like so. So I hope that's worked for you. And as I said, there's a film there already, so you can always go back to that, or you can go back through this film. I hope this has been lovely. Maybe you could create your own little origami spring garden. As we've got less time outside, then it's a chance to make something that will make you smile. These are lasting flowers, so I hope they will bring you a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of joy from tiniest thing, just paper and some time with somebody else. So I will be back next week, Wednesday again at 2 p.m, live here, and also Friday again at this time. And I'll be sharing something else. I'm going to keep it a surprise, so you won't find out till next week. I hope you can have a good weekend. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and well wishes to you all. Bye-bye.